Hi Taurus, how's it going? We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Seven of Pentacles. This is looking like, doesn't have to be one thing. Can be one thing, can be multiple things. Seven of Pentacles is about what you have going on right now, like basically what you're watering currently. I'm seeing Eight of Wands, which means that something may really be taking off or progressing quickly, expanding. And I'm seeing it move towards Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles means that something can be evening out. Another way that this energy can be seen, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and Six of Pentacles can be like, I've been investing in this thing and I've been waiting for it to feel like the work that I'm putting in is going to like match the compensation that I'm getting. It can be like that type of thing. Just one way that this can manifest. So if you have something that's been going on and maybe you want there to be whatever it is that you're wanting basically for what you're doing, Six of Pentacles means like that thing happening where you're like, okay, it's worth what I'm doing because of the compensation. Compensation can be financial, yes, but that is not the only way that we can be compensated. It can be like, I feel like now I'm getting the appreciation that I wanted, or I'm getting the recognition, or I wanted it to like reach this many people and that's what's happening, or I wanted like one person for this to like really benefit them, and then you're getting confirmation of that. It can, so whatever the standard is, it's just going to depend for you specifically, like what the standard is for you. Six of Pentacles will mean that it will meet that it will feel like I'm doing this and I'm watering this and I'm getting what I need from it. And there being a balance because of that, which allows there to be a continuation of the relationship. So it's not just like, I'm draining my energy into this or like sinking my energy into this, like it's an energy pit. It will feel like it's also giving you something in return. Something that you need. This can be on a more personal level. Whatever this is that happens in the way that it shows up, it seems like it allows you to feel a sense of security. I'm seeing a lot of Pentacles here, and we have the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, which does represent Taurus. Feels like there's love that goes into this. Ooh. It looks like there's a collaboration that you're going to be moving into. It can be somebody showing up and wanting to be involved, or you connecting with someone and being like, wow, we really connect in this way, like on the same wave is what this feels like. I'm seeing Six of Pentacles. You will feel like you work well with this person, like there's a balance with them, the give and the take. That being said, this can be something that feels like you have a lot going on when you're involved with it. It can feel involved. Okay, this looks like something new that you're going to be doing. All right, let me talk about an example just to sort of explain what's going on from an energetic standpoint. Know that this is just an example. It can resonate differently for every person. There can be something that you're working on, and now that you've been like working on this thing, you've been investing in this thing, it may be coming time to share this or to interact with it in a different way. There can be something that you're looking for. Like maybe you've been doing this and you're like, I maybe have been opening myself up to like work with another person. I'm just looking for somebody that has like compatible standards or compatible values when it comes to this specific thing that I have going on, and I want to feel like stable within that, or I want to feel secure within that. But I'm also seeing this be something that you hold on tightly to and you feel protective over it, like just not wanting anything to sort of like mess with your process, but also still being open to working with another or other energies. Page of Cups coming through can be somebody like, hey, I have these feelings about what you're doing, or I feel connected to it, or I feel like we're on the same wave here. Moving into Eight of Wands into Three of Pentacles can be like very quickly after that, you move into working with this energy, whether it be an energy within you or it be another person coming through. Six of Pentacles means that there will be balance within the relationship between you and this other energy. And then having Page of Wands feels like now we're going to be going down this path together, and it works. There's definitely compatibility here. So this is somebody where you wouldn't feel like you're putting in work and then they're taking credit or something like this, or that you are putting so much time and care into the relationship and they're not really holding things up on their end. It won't feel like that. Six of Pentacles means that it will feel fair between the two of you. So this is somebody where they'll sort of like meet the requirements and the expectations, and you will also pull your weight too. So both of you guys will be like, wow, you're showing up in a way that I can appreciate and also feel appreciated. You know, that type of thing. And it can also be them looking at you and being like, wow, you're really bringing something valuable to the table. And you'll also feel like that about them. So it'll feel mutual in that way. And for those of you that, like, maybe this is a job or something like that, there can be, maybe you're going to be buying something and what you get in return for it, but this feels like it would be an ongoing thing if that's the case, like maybe a subscription or something like that. You will feel like what you get in return, it is worth it to you. So that's another way that this can be manifesting as well. Like you'll feel like this is a good use of what you're putting in and that you get what you would need out of it in that regard. Ongoing, definitely, from what I'm seeing here. You have a lot going on personally. This can be like another thing that you're adding to your plate when your plate is already feeling pretty full. Flexibility can be important at this time. There may be some things that you could look at and be like, just feeling like you don't even want to compromise. Let's say that you have 10 things on your plate and now you're adding another thing on. I feel like you may potentially be able to take some things off of it, but what I'm seeing with the energy is that you may not want to do that. Even though you could look at it and be like, I don't want to move anything around on my plate. I just want to add this but not have to take anything off of it. I get that kind of feeling. But make sure that if you get to a point where you're like, wow, I'm actually getting really overwhelmed here, to reassess this. It kind of looks like the suggestion is to look at it now, but I'm also seeing too that you may not be willing to do that right now. So just keep in mind for the future, if you start feeling like your plate is too full, to come back here and assess it, reassess it, and maybe take something off of it, even if it's going to be temporary, while you're working on this thing. Okay? I don't think that this thing in itself is going to feel like stressful or overwhelming. I think that it's about you having a lot going on while you're doing this, which just makes like, it feels like the whole thing can feel like a bit much. But also too, if you're prioritizing and staying organized and doing things in a balanced way, it can make it like less overwhelming or less stressful. Maybe for some of you, it doesn't even have to get to that point. It can just feel like a lot, like there's a lot of output, there's a lot of exertion. But you can feel also, too, for some of you, you feel like you have to do this in order to maintain things for yourself. That can be part of it, too. Maybe why you don't want to take certain things off your plate. Maybe you feel like now's the time that you just have no other choice. But don't keep things on your plate and out of a sense of fear. I am seeing 5 of Pentacles. Or do if you want to. You may be entering into some problem-solving motion here. Okay. I'm definitely seeing some like worries or anxiety that seems like coming to light, having to do with the potential like changes or shifts that are occurring. If there's anything that you're struggling with now regarding this stuff, I was seeing the Empress like in the future, and so it does seem like doing the stuff now will pay off. Let me see. Okay. 7 of Pentacles, something that you're currently investing in, we start with that. But to end with 5 of Pentacles can be like, you may be feeling like not believing in it, or you could be feeling insecure about it. It can kind of be like, I'm watering this thing, but is anything going to come of it? 5 of Pentacles can be that, like, I'm worried about it. It can be that type of thing that's coming up. But this can be indicating for you that, sorry guys, my nose itches sometimes when I channel. This can be an indication for you that like these feelings are coming up because you're being too rigid, like you're not being flexible enough. And when I say too rigid, it means like you can be too controlling with the process. You may be holding on too tightly. That does not mean let go. It just means like you may be like, it has to be like this, and it has to be like this, and it has to be like this. And if it doesn't go exactly like that, you start freaking out about stuff, or you start worrying about stuff. And then it's like, is this even working? Like you're questioning it. Then like, is this gonna happen over there? You know, it's like all of this stuff, Taurus. And it can be something that just mentally starts to really stress you out because you're feeling worried because it's not going exactly how you think it should be going. That doesn't mean that this whole thing like isn't a success then. Like I'm seeing things actually be fine. But when you get to this point where you become inflexible, where you don't allow things to like vary or differ slightly, it's great to have a plan, but to also be like, okay, so it's not going maybe exactly as I like wanted it to, or as I hoped for it to, or like it's gonna happen tomorrow instead of today, you know, but then like losing it because of that. And when I say losing it, I mean more so like you could then be like, oh, this is hopeless, like why am I even, should I even be doing this in the first place? You know, you start questioning everything. It feels like that type of thing when it's like, it's a 7 of Pentacles, like you have to keep investing in it and you have to keep watering it. Like I'm seeing things progress actually so quickly. Like this investment is moving right into 6 of Pentacles, which will have you feeling like, oh wow, this is really working. It's like that type of thing. Like it's going to be a self-sustaining thing. But 5 of Pentacles can really be like, I'm getting stressed out because of everything that I have on my plate. It's stressing me out just personally. All of the things related to Queen of Pentacles, so it can be like stressing you out financially, or it can be stressing you out energetically. It can be connected with like a home, your personal life. It can be connected with your relationships, can be connected with any of your resources at all, your ability to take care of yourself, to meet your needs, those types of things, to be valued and valuable. You can feel too like your self-esteem is also tied to this as well. So you're getting this little feeling coming up, but the feeling is not to be like, yep, jump ship, abandon it now. The feeling is more so to point out like, hey, maybe you're being a bit too controlling with this, and you're really not having a good time because of it, but it doesn't have to be like that. I want to clarify this Five of Pentacles. Don't stress yourself out and be doing too much. Because I'm seeing you be busy. I feel like this is just a little bit of an emotional eruption that happens based off of this. But Four of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles is like, I'm holding on so tightly, and then there's sort of the fear that sets in about all of that, and then feeling like I can't adapt now. I'm just gonna like sit here and feel like this is a hopeless situation now. It's like that type of thing. It feels very much like an emotional thing, like mental health thing that's popping up. Wherever you have Taurus in your chart or Taurus placements, this is where you can see this be happening. Six of Pentacles and Page of Wands is feeling like this is just confirmation that like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and that it's working the way that it's supposed to be working. Like this is not a hopeless thing. It's not like you're not getting what you need from it. It's saying that there's nothing wrong with it. Like there is harmony within the balance of this. But it's like your own perception that's having you think that something is happening that's not supposed to be happening. But I'm not seeing that be the case. And some of you too, I'm even seeing there be like, you're making a lot of progress, like you're covering a lot of ground quickly, and you really don't need to be worrying about anything here. I think that this is just feeling like I'm going through kind of a stressful time right now, and when I'm stressed out, I tend to really like hold on to things so tightly, and then I start getting worried about stuff. It's like that type of thing. Where I think that if the Ten of Wands wasn't here, like I think that if you weren't going through a lot of stuff right now, you would maybe feel like a little bit more relaxed. But it feels like because you're going through a bit of an overwhelming time or stressful time, or there's just a lot that's going on, it feels like you may have a tendency to then like clench. And in that, there can be like a fear sort of that comes up of like, I have to hold on to this like no matter what, and if like anything is not going exactly like as I need it to go in this moment, it can feel like you completely, like your whole mentality changes just based off of this idea, like this perception, like this model of the expectation of how you think things should be going here. When it's like, when I'm looking at the other things that are going on, like objectively over here without my, I think that it should go this way or that way, just purely energetically, like this is something that is balanced that you're participating in. You're just working with yourself, because this feels like you don't need to change anything that you're doing as far as like the mechanics of this. This feels more so like I'm working with myself in these things that feel triggering to me. These things that bring up insecurities for me or fears for me, where I start to feel very uncomfortable. So as much as this is like a path that you're on, that you're pursuing, it's just as much about what you're doing. It's just as much about you as it is about what you're doing, and you learning to work with yourself, because there's definitely room for that here. I feel too like this can be a pattern if you look at it. Like maybe you've invested in things before, and then like as soon as things didn't go exactly as you thought that it should go or wanted it to go, you could have like thrown your hands up completely and then abandoned things, or been like, this is hopeless, and then you like stop trying, you know, that type of thing, or you don't stick with it. This is getting you to see this through and to stick with it. And I'm also seeing this be confirmation too, to not allow this to deter you. Like you're being encouraged to be a little bit like more flexible here and to allow things to unfold in the way that they're unfolding. And I'm definitely seeing this be guidance for you, telling you with Six of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, this is a path that is very much balanced and worth it to you, and you will get what you need from it. This is not something that's imbalanced. So it's confirmation of that. Even though you can have a hard time seeing that in this moment of holding things so tightly, I'm actually seeing this be a very balanced thing that you're participating in, where the input and output are equal to one another, okay? Like, much more harmonious than I think you're allowing yourself to believe. But this is all just coming, this is like a stress response that happens. That's where it's coming from, where you could be like, oh no, I'm seeing that happen and I didn't expect that to be happening today, or like when I checked that it was different than I thought, and now like this is happening and that, and what if this happens over there? It's like that whole thing, you know, just like a spiraling that happens. But your guides are like, center yourself and just stand up and keep doing your thing here, okay? Just encouragement for you to keep going. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.